Hey, what's up everyone? It's me, Prince Caius here. This is What If Deku Was Blind Part 2. And after this is uploaded, I'm going to make a poll and it's going to ask all of you which what if you would love to see. There's going to be 3 to 4, so enjoy this one. Okay, so starting where we left off, when Izuku Midoriya, or Deku Midoriya, is going to UA. And if you don't like what I'm going to do with this in a few seconds, you just ask me and I will remove it and you'll figure out what I have done and why. I don't know why. I just wanted him to be more better. But 5 days before Deku went to UA, All Might sees Deku training at the beach. The beach is cleaned, and Deku cleaned it by himself. Yes, blind. So All Might then walks to Deku, but Deku hears All Might. Then Deku then stops working out and asks All Might what he is doing here. All Might then tells Deku that he has been looking for Deku for a while, and wants him to be the successor of his quirk. Deku then asks All Might what he means, and All Might tells Deku everything about his quirk, and then tells him about his normal form, which All Might is already in, and Deku already knows that he looks like that because, well, Deku can hear people's hearts, lungs, and organs, so basically he knows that he's telling the truth about everything. So, he asks what happened to All Might. All Might then tells Deku that he wants Deku to be the next one to inherit his quirk. Deku then tries to ask why he wants him to be the next one, because he's blind. And All Might then tells him that although he is blind, he can show courage while blind, and he can show people that everything will be okay, even though that he's going to be a blind hero very soon when he goes to UA. And Deku then tells All Might that yes, I do want to use I do want to go to UA. And All Might then asks him again if he wants to inherit his quirk. Deku then accepts to inherit One for All. And by the way, Deku is ripped as Spider-Man basically. But Deku can only use 50 to 70% of One for All full caling, which he can use 100% only in one time, which that is going to be in the future, and like during season 4 part, so better look for that. and all of you are gonna be like, yeah, that's part of Aerie. That's gonna be when Aerie's there. Okay, well you already caught me. Unless you already just figured out by me telling you guys. Um, so time for the UA test. Deku walked to UA by himself. Obviously, when he was walking to the doors, he started to trip. But here's a he starts to trip over the rock, over a rock, and when he hears the rock move a little, he like basically well, it's not a little rock. It's not like, a pebble. It's like a rock that you can trip over, basically. Um, because he stepped on it, he didn't, so he basically he trips over it, but uh, he lands completely fine because he done a front flip. You're probably wondering why I wanted to let him do front flips as blind as he is. Well, it's blind Deku. Like he's basically Daredevil, but he doesn't have the sight of Daredevil. He just have echolocation, aka his his headphones tell him. So, by the way, Bakugo is already inside UA building, so, he went before Deku left. And plus Deku had to, was having trouble getting to UA. But Deku arrived, So, when Deku landed, he basically walked to the doors, and he is standing upright, and just walks away, act like nothing happens, like nothing happened. Everybody that saw Deku was confused why he was wearing headphones and bandages over his eyes. So, but when he goes into UA, he obviously has to do a test. So when what he gets is basically a special test that helps people that are blind, read the pamphlet and all that about like the test and stuff. So the bumps and stuff. I don't know what it's called. I don't remember, but he passed it, because he's smart. He's very smart. Time for the robot test. Yes, this is what it's going to be called from now on. It's going to be robot test. Robots! When the test starts, Deku runs past everybody in a second with green lightning around him. And Deku destroys robots after robot. Well, he destroys like a bunch of robots. When the 0-point robot test is there, Deku hears everybody running, and the headphones obviously tells him that there's a big giant robot right in front of you, and everybody's running away. But yes, Deku can use echolocation, but it's not the red echolocation that Daredevil has for some odd reason, which I don't understand. I have to look up. I have to look that up in a few hours. So when and by the way, he does hear someone is stuck right where the 0 point robot is. So Deku runs to save them. Ida runs past Deku, by the way. Deku lifts the rock up and gets them out. When they get out, Deku then jumps in the air and destroys the 0 point robot with ease. And yes, it was Uraraka who was under the rubble, but you know, he doesn't know about her yet. So when he was falling, he does a backflip for no apparent reason, and he lands safely. He lands perfectly as well, and the test then ends. Deku then walks home while, like, he basically walks out of the arena while everyone is confused by Deku's power. If it's like being able to see, like if it's super strength, super speed, or like super hearing or something. Like, he's like wearing headphones and like bandages over his eyes. You're probably wondering why the bandages. If you haven't watched the first one, he doesn't like wearing sunglasses. He doesn't like wearing them. So, you know, he wears bandages over his eyes. So a few days later, Deku then gets a letter from UA telling him that he is going to be in the hero course 1A. And the next day, Deku goes to UA. When he arrives to 1A, Ida notices Deku and walks to him and tells him that he shouldn't have run away from the big huge robot, aka the 0 point robot, and helped Deku to save that girl. Deku then tells Ida that it was easy saving everybody, and it was easy to destroying that big giant huge robot, aka the 0 point robot. So Deku then tells I skipped ahead. All of a sudden, Uraraka opens the door and notices Deku and tells Deku thanks for saving her. Deku then tells Uraraka that that is what a hero would do at that moment. You know, Aizawa then arrives and tells them that they are not here to make friends. They are here to make to become heroes, like in the anime. Then Deku then tells everybody to meet him outside. Time for Aizawa's training test, or whatever you call it. Bakugo and Deku talk about how their test went, like, you know, for the UA test, while they are going outside. When everybody arrived, Aizawa told everybody the same thing as in the anime and manga. Deku got first or second place during the tests. So when the ball throw happened, Aizawa used his quirk on Deku because he was aiming at the school at full power. Basically, he was going to basically destroy the whole school with the ball, with the ball throw. And by the way, his headphones are shorting out. because when he was fighting the 0 point robot, it got, hit by some debris. So, it was shorting out. So, but Aizawa helps Deku aim it correctly, and obviously Deku gets second in the ball throw, and Deku got first place in the final results. And the battle test arc is going to be part 3. So like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed. So, outro.